What do we have left? Milton, Lewis, Edie, Dawn. I think that's 4 left. For some reason, Dawn's stuff isn't in here, though. House rules: no playing outside without permission, no answering door for strangers, no messes after dark, all chores before dark, respect others. Let's see. Race flag 7:30 a.m., breakfast 8 a.m., quiet time 11 p.m., duties done, sweep trash, Gus mop mow yard, Greg be a baby. Routine jump rope 100k, jumping jacks, jump rope 100 times. Jumping jacks 150 times, push up 100 times, crunches 100 times, run to mailbox and back. So all I have to do is go up.
After her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Alright.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Scientific method, observation, question, research, hypothesis, experiment, data, conclusion.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Let's go around, see what's here. Alright. Up to 1992 to...
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Okay, there's more way up. But he just disappeared. It doesn't say he actually died.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Oh, that's one way in.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Don Finch.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
oh, did I need that last fish? Dude, move left stick.
wander.
Left stick. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Halo player. Okay,
I
I
asked
see.
him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd
Get
feel
the
his
ball
way
in the
about.
words.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Trying to do both.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Basically playing 2 games at once right now.
But he found something more. I worried about him then.
Turned into from a 2D
Daydreaming at
scroller to
Canary.
like a
I
more
spoke
of a
with his
3D
boss.
type game.
but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
We buy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Ah, yes, the bards.
And songs for them to play.
Looks like RuneScape. Yeah, it kinda does.
He talked about starting a band.
Except you don't have to click where you're going.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
And once again, we're changing
He'd
the
conquer a
style of
city and
games.
immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
I want to go behind that, Oops.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Handsome queen or beautiful prince.
handsome queen.
Oh, that's hilarious. Alright. Let's see. Let's go with the handsome queen. Let's see where this takes us.
The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents.
sinister
Obviously.
serpents.
Alright, we're taking control of this story.
He followed the sound of her
Harp. Let's go
silver
with the harp.
harp.
Think it's implying he's bisexual. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I missed one of the notes. Yeah, well, I missed two of the notes.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Alright.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My
I
imagination
feel like he's gonna
is
get
as
caught
real
by
as
the
my
chopper,
body, he
and
told
that's
me.
what's happening.
It was hard to argue
That's
with
what
him.
happened to him. Oh. Oh, okay. Changing game styles again. Why's it gotta look like a horror game now?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to
no.
despise the man with a royal contempt.
Is he gonna get beheaded? Not even moving the fish anymore.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Ah yes, a red carpet full of fish blood.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh, yep.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.